dry shrimp soaking in water.
Hi guys, okay, now you want to put your pot on the stove on a medium temperature and add your ground beef inside of your pot, and you want to add your dry seasoning with that. Stir it around until it gets brown. Okay, the dry seasoning that you'll be using will be a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, 3 pinches or 4 pinches of black pepper, a tablespoon of parsley flakes, and a tablespoon of Tony Sasauge's original Creole seasoning. Yummy. And you basically want to mix that all in there, all well, and really well, I'm sorry, and let the meat turn brown. Once that's finished, you can put that to the side. Now I want you to cut up your onions. You want to get 1/2, that's 2 right there, but 1/2 of an onion and 1 celery stalk. You saw 3, I just want you to do 1. Mind you, I'm making a lot of. Next, I want you to get some canola oil or vegetable oil, and I want you to get your pan, put it on a medium temperature, and place a tablespoon of vegetable or canola oil into the pan. This is going to be for your celery and your onions. You want to cook them until they sweat, and that's basically until your onions and your celery looks a little like see-through, like right there they look really fresh. You want to cook them until they look like a little limp, not till they're caramelized. You don't want your onions to be caramelized and really flimsy and soft, just until they sweat. So just until like a little bit, until they sweat a little bit more. So right now I'm placing them into the pan, and we're going to mix it around, get it all good in there, mix the oil in there really good. And that should pretty much take maybe about, if you have it on a medium heat and you're constantly watching it, it should take maybe like 10 minutes max to get it where you want to get it. And I'm turning the fire up now. Anytime you're experimenting with something new, even though I've done this many times, but I'm just saying for you guys, you always want to keep it on a lower heat. Now, the dry shrimp that was soaking in the water for 10 minutes, we drained the water out and we placed it into the pot with the beef and added some cayenne pepper with it. Now the pan that had the fresh seasoning, the onion and the celery, you want to add some fresh shrimp to it. I prefer to do a 1/2 pound. The more shrimp in there, the merrier. It's just delicious with the more shrimp you can put in there. I like to cut the shrimp in half. As you can see, I'm stirring it, constantly stirring it until all the shrimp are completely done. It doesn't take long for shrimp to completely be fully cooked, so this will only last maybe like a good 7 to 9 minutes of doing this, and all your shrimp will turn to that orangey color. Once that happens, you want to place all of the mixture into the pot with the I'm showing you the empty pot, but you want to place everything from that was in that pan into the pot with the ground beef, the dry shrimp, and the cayenne pepper. I'm basically showing you right there that I use chicken broth. I use a 1/2 cup of chicken broth in that pan with the fresh seasoning and the shrimp, and then I just placed everything all in there. Mix it all in there really good. And then you want to add a cup of your favorite stuffing mix. You can do stovetop stuffing. I like to use the Perfect Farm herbal season stuffing mix. So that's that. And then you want to add another 1/2 cup of your chicken broth on top of that. Try to test that out. Try to use little by little, because you don't want your not your seasoning, but you don't want your stuffing to be too soft and gooey. You want to kind of have like a stiffness, like a stuffing. So you just kind of like test it. Add a little bit more if you need, a little bit more if you need, a little bit more if you need. But you just basically do that, and you mix until all blended in there. The fire is off, so once you add the shrimp, celery, onion concoction, you can turn your fire off. Mix it all the way in there, and that's pretty much the consistency of your stuffing. Your stuffing is pretty much done. Like I said, you want to mix it really good until it's all well blended, and you're ready to stuff, baby. What I do is I take the stuffing, use a spoon, and put it into the bell pepper. Now the bell pepper, I didn't show this step, I wish I would have, but I boiled all the bell peppers. So you want to cut your bell peppers in half. In the inside, you're going to have those seeds and all that kind of stuff. You want to get that all out of there, and you want to boil them in water. You don't want to boil them for too long. You just want to boil them until the shockness of that green color, that deep green color, turns into like a darker. So you wanted that color green. You also want to poke the fork in there to check the peppers while they're boiling. Just take one out and make sure it's soft but not too soft. You still want it to have a firm look like that. And stuff them. Stuff your peppers with the seasoning, the stuffing. Add some breadcrumbs on top. You can do some plain breadcrumbs. Doesn't matter what brand. And you're going to place them in the oven for 350 degrees. And that's pretty much it, people.
So, how did you guys like the show? It was easy, right? Easy as 1, 2, 3. I will make a basic ingredient menu on the side, so you guys know, on the sidebar, so you guys know that you don't have to put all those different types of seasonings if you don't have them. But I hope you guys like it. My dogs are sitting up here waiting because they want some scraps, and I'm going to give them some after I finish eating. But make your stuffing with your dry seasoning, your fresh seasoning, your dry shrimp, and your regular shrimp with your chicken broth. Get all that mixed in really good. Stuff it with a spoon, and you're done. Put it in the oven for 35 degrees, baby. That's it. Leave it in there for 35 minutes to an hour. It all depends on your stove and all that kind of good stuff like that, okay? So
they were telling me that we had. I'm going to tell you how it went. Yeah, well, I was
delicious.
okay. And I almost worked with them. Yeah, right, with a pilot. Really? Oh, you don't know there. Yeah. And apparently they didn't care to get to know.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
That one was on the movie. But anyway, so you're hosting this party. I don't remember this. Of course you don't. You're very, very everything. So, exactly.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Thanks. Yeah. Hey. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Bantam Ridge. Bantam Ridge.